We are here with the final episode of the season for Winning the Week. I'm John Bauer. You know, I got Mitch Sorensen here. Yeah, with the holidays quickly approaching, Mitch and I will be taking the day off in week 16 and 17. But you already know we're going to be in the DD Fantasy Football Discord, so come check it out. Mitch, what's up, man?
What's up, man, dude? Like, I was just listening to Jeremy's injury pod. I was going to tell everyone, if you haven't listened, this week's super important because I know there's going to be multiple players that we're talking about. But go on the DD radio podcast feed if you're not on there already. It's only a 30-minute episode, so you could definitely fit it in between now and the start of the games. But there's huge injury news this week, so just make sure you're staying on top of it.
Yeah, and it's money-making season.
It is.
We're here in week 15. Hopefully, we were able to get some buys, not have to worry about things this week. But we all have those teams that had some issues on Thursday night, some performance issues. Oh,
it happens. It happens. You know, every once in a while you put up a 0.
So there's some teams that we are digging ourselves out. Remember, if you enjoy the show, hit the like button on the video. And here we go. Larry, Brian Thomas, or DJ Moore. Mitch, we got Brian Thomas against the New York Jets and DJ Moore going against the Minnesota Vikings. Who do you like here?
So Sauce is back. That makes me kind of not like Brian Thomas Jr. as much. And I think that Vikings game is just going to be higher scoring. Like, even though Chicago will go out and have like 30 total yards in the first half, I'm pretty confident that's what's going to happen. After that, I think they're going to be fine. Usually the second half, Caleb blows up for whatever reason, ends up getting close to 200 yards, and I expect most of that to go to DJ Moore. So that's going to be my play.
You look at it, and the Jets defense, they are, you know, they're pretty solid. We talk about it pretty much every week with this defense, and they've kind of gotten worse once the Robert Saleh coaching change happened. But they're still pretty solid against perimeter receivers. And you have DJ Moore with the opportunity against the Minnesota Vikings, who are still giving up the most points per game to receivers overall. So I I agree with your take on the situation there in Chicago against Minnesota, where we're probably going to see a slow first half. Hopefully we're wrong, but then DJ Moore to have that opportunity against this defense that's giving up a ton of points to receivers, really tough against the run game, which we've talked about several times. And then Brian Thomas going against the Jets with Mac Jones. Yeah, there should be an opportunity there, but I also expect the Bears having to throw the ball in that second half based on the expected game script. So I'm going to go with DJ Moore as well. We got Patrick. What's going on, man? PPR, tight end premium, Calcaterra, Jawan Johnson, Stone Smart. These are the start-sit decisions we expected 15 weeks ago when we were going to, like, hey, in my quarterfinal matchup, who's going to be my tight end? We all knew it was going to be Calcaterra, Jawan Johnson, or Stone Smart. So who's the smart decision here?
We pretty much had this exact same question happen in the Discord in the general chat. But Kyle Pitts was even in there. And I said Jawan Johnson. Like, I think Stone Smart is a really good play. It, for me, it's just risky, whether you're in redraft and this is kind of like the last week to get into the playoffs, or if this is the first week of your playoff. It's hard for me to throw Stone Smart in my lineup when Jawan Johnson is pretty good. And I mean, he's been scoring 15 to 20 points in PPR tight end premium leagues lately. It's just Hayner's in, and it's, how is that going to work out? But who else is he going to throw to? So in my opinion, it's not really Calcaterra. I just don't love this Eagles offense, especially going against the Steelers. You know, maybe he's the guy that ends up getting 5 or 6 catches, but that's not a risk that I'm going to take. So I'll go Jawan Johnson here.
Yeah, Jawan Johnson, his last 3 games, if it's, let's just say 1.5 PPR, 13 and a half, 11, 6, 12, 17. Yeah, like and that's kind of surprising. Like, if you don't have Jawan Johnson, he's probably one of those guys that you kind of put your blinders on and you don't really pay attention to the situation. But he has been pretty solid. But like you said, Jake Hayner coming in, but what else does he have to work with? And going against the Commanders, you again talking about game script, you have to believe that Washington is going to have an early lead.
Yep.
And then look at Stone Smart against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that is what is that? 4:00 game here. And finally, this is a great 4:00 slate.
Oh, it's perfect. Like, even though we have those 2 Monday night games, which I don't understand the reason for that. But like they actually have the slates. We have 5. I call them 2:00. The normal world calls it 4:00. But I mean, it's perfect. There's going to be stuff to watch every single hour of the day today. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah. I think I would enjoy 2 Sunday night games more than 2 Monday night.
Oh, I completely agree. Because I actually have time, because half the time I don't get home before the first game even starts.
And there's you have fewer matchups hanging in the wings whenever you have the one Monday night game. But I agree with Juwan Johnson here. Spoke about the Chargers going against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, they're bottom 6 against the tight end. Calcaterra going against the Steelers, who's middle of the pack against the tight end, nothing extraordinary. And then Juwan Johnson going against Washington, middle of the pack against tight ends. But this is one of those situations, and you're going to see it so many times this week, that there are players that we're looking at, Stone Smart, Calcaterra being 2 examples, and Juwan Johnson to an extent. But overall, they're not players that you would have been looking at. But they have nice matchups this week. Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, Bryce Young, Will Levis, Cooper Rush, Desmond Ridder, AOC, Tommy DeVito, like just running down the quarterback list. Those are guys that you would prefer not to have in your lineups at this point in time, but they're juicy matchups.
Yeah.
Like, and that's kind of what you look at with several different situations here. And if it's injury and it's not bye weeks this week, because thankfully those are now over for the season. Waiting for the NFL to push week 15 bye weeks. And it's like, well, now what do we do with our playoffs?
Exactly.
But anyway, yeah, let's go Juwan Johnson. PPR, I'd like to fit Brian Robinson in my lineup. Should I sit Jacobs or Pollard? I am absolutely not sitting Josh Jacobs.
Yep.
Flexing T and London, need upside thanks to Stafford and Cooper Kupp.
In my opinion, if you want upside, I don't think B-Rob sees your lineup. I think he is like a great, solid floor play. I'm not really going to flex him over T or London. And Jacobs is in a great spot. And I think Pollard's in a great spot too. It's not something I'm willing to do this week.
See, I would go Brian Robinson over Pollard this week. You know,
home matchup against Cincinnati.
Pollard's a little banged up.
Yeah.
It's just a juicy matchup where we talked about the game script too, possibly favoring the Commanders being up early. I would go Brian Robinson.
Okay. All right. This will be our first battle of the day.
Yeah. We have a bunch of questions in the chat. If you are looking to get your question answered here quickly, hit us with a super chat. We would greatly appreciate it. And we'll get to your question right away. And then, if we've helped you at all throughout the season, hit us with that super chat. We wouldn't complain. Tommy, what's up? 2 quick ones. 2.0 tight end premium, Kincaid or Schultz? Let's start with that one, Mitch.
It's tough. After listening to Jeremy, man, I'm pretty out on Kincaid. I actually had him in my lineup until I listened to the injury pod, and I was just like, I just don't think it's worth the risk. And I know Schultz is complete, garbage. You're not going to get a lot, but you'll get something. And who knows if Kincaid goes out there and has issues. The Bills have their full wide receiver core back. So I don't think you can project any of these guys outside of Amari for more than 4 to 5 targets. So then you're praying for a touchdown there. And yeah, you're doing the same with Schultz. I think Schultz has a little bit more target availability there.
And Cade Stover, he had an emergency appendectomy.
Sure did. Yep.
You know about that.
Sure do. Yep. Had it.
The day that I thought you died, I was sending out the search for you, and I was like, where's Mitch? I need him. All right. I'm going to go Schultz too. Cade Stover being out, You look at the last few games, popped off against the Jaguars, Titans a little bit quiet, 5 receptions against the Cowboys, so I Kincaid probably has the upside if we're going to talk about it from an upside perspective going against Detroit. But and I say against Detroit because that's probably going to be and hopefully a higher scoring game.
Yeah.
But Detroit, they're tough against tight ends. And I know we always talk about this. Yeah, a team might be tough against tight ends, but who do they play against? There's only a handful that are truly difference makers.
But Kincaid isn't a difference maker. That's the thing. He's like Tucker Kraft. It's whatever at this point.
I don't even know if he's Tucker Kraft.
Exactly.
But let's go Dalton Schultz. And then full PPR, James Cook or Amari Cooper.
Ceiling, I'm going Cooper. Like if you're looking for who's going to score 12 to 13 points, I will go James Cook there. It's just so hard with Josh Allen for you to be like, hey, Cook's going to get 2 touchdowns this week because Josh Allen's probably rushing for 2 of those. I think Cooper just gives you the higher upside. So in a playoff week when stuff matters, I'm going to go Amari Cooper. Coming off like a 17 or 18 target game.
Yeah, Amari he's got the good matchup against Detroit. And James Cook, that Lions defense, and a lot of it is because of the way their games have gone, but they're giving up the second fewest points to running backs. But if you look it up, they're not a team that allows a ton of targets to running backs or just players out of the backfield in general. So because of that, I also am going to favor Amari Cooper. I think this is a really nice spot for him. This is the matchup that we were hoping for when you had Amari Cooper in your lineup on your roster, whether it's Dynasty, Best Ball, Redraft, whatever the case may be. So give me Amari Cooper.
So here's something for everybody who plays DFS and all that sort of stuff. Lions play a lot of man defense. And this isn't just a Lions take. This is any team that plays a high amount of man defense. Running backs get less targets because wide receivers get more open because they could beat the man more so than zone. So you just end up getting less targets to running backs in that situation. So I think that's why the Lions I think Amari's a smash play because I think he is going to beat the man coverage. And I don't feel like the other wide receivers for Buffalo are going to be able to do that besides Shakir. And he's going to be pretty limited going against Branch. And I think Cooper's in a pretty good spot here.
Yeah, I'm looking at the consensus on Fantasy Pros, and they have him at wide receiver 41.
Yeah.
I think that's low. I think it's low
too. Yep.
All right, from Jared Sucks. Star 3, PPR. I laugh every time because we've had, I always say Jared, but then I'm like, well, it's probably not Jared because if it's Jared Sucks, unless just very self-deprecating, and I get that. Anyway, start 3, PPR, Tony Pollard, CD Lamb, Drake London, JSN, Jerry Jeudy, Adam Thielen.
This is rough. So JSN's in my lineup. He's a top 10 wide receiver for me right now. So JSN is in.
Can I say something about JSN?
Yeah.
So Green Bay, they allow the 5th highest target rate to slot wide receivers, just under 35%. JSN, highest in the NFL, runs out of the slot 86% of the time. And I think I filtered that based on at least 75 routes throughout the season to get some of those lesser guys. I think this is an absolute monster game for JSN.
Oh, I agree. So I like JSN. I like Lamb. Lamb has done extremely well. And so then you're into like kind of the whatevers. And for me, I know you're not as high in Pollard as what I am this week. I think he has really good touchdown upside. 21-point total at home against Cincinnati. Think it's going to be a little higher scoring, and I'm willing to play Pollard.
Okay. I'm good with JSN and Lamb. Like Jeudy has just been a monster. Like and like Adam Thielen, he's in a smash spot this week.
Yes.
Jared, this is an embarrassment of week 15 riches. That's what it is. So we're looking at Drake London, the Atlanta Falcons going against the Las Vegas Raiders, the middle of the pack against wide receivers for fantasy. And just with the way Kirk Cousins has been playing, I'm okay leaving him out based on the other options. So that's leaving me with Pollard, Judy, and Thielen. Talked about Thielen having a nice matchup against the Cowboys. The first time in 30 some games, the Panthers are a favorite.
Mm-hmm.
So that must be music to Dan's ears at his Dallas Cowboys. But this is one of those situations. And I was high on Cooper Rush last week, and he did fine. Like, he was okay. But I think this one could be a sneaky high scoring game when we look at the implied totals and the over-unders. We're looking at 43 points. I wouldn't be surprised to see this 47-50, honestly, with
Agreed.
both of these teams. And it's a Chuba Hubbard smash game. Not that I don't think anybody at this point is thinking about benching Chuba, but the one here for me is Jerry Jeudy going against the Steelers defense. No, I made that up. What am I talking about? We just because the Steelers have played the Browns 2 of the last 4 weeks or whatever, thinking it's every single week here, and I caught myself. But going against Kansas City, more susceptible against wide receivers. But speaking of JSN against Green Bay, Kansas City allows the highest target rate to slot receivers, and Elijah Moore is that receiver operating out of the slot 60% of the time whenever he's been in the game. With that said, I can't bench Jerry Jeudy right now. He has just been giving too much. Like, how do you bench him? I knew you like Pollard this week, but like, this dude, 79 yards, 73 yards, 142, 85, 235, 64, 3 touchdowns in that span. Like, he's a top 5 receiver right now, Mitch.
He could be, but dude, I think Steve Spagnuolo is going against that defense for Jameis. I think Jameis is going to have a 3 or 4 touchdown game. And yeah, maybe there's the cheap makeup points at the end. I don't know. The
touchdown game for Jameis?
Yeah, bro. Oh, sorry. Did I say touchdown?
You did.
Yeah. Interception returns for touchdowns is what I was meaning there. I think the under is going to happen on this game. I think it's only 43 points. I don't even think it's going to get that high. I don't love it. And so I'm kind of staying away from the Browns as much as possible this week.
Okay. All right. Fair. So either way, we have Lamb and JSN in the lineup, and then a little bit split there beyond that. But good options there, Jared. All right, Paul, it's go time. It certainly is. All right, 0.5 PPR. Stick with Bucky or go with Gus. I'll start here. Not loving Bucky. I actually have him sitting in one of my lineups, but if it's between Bucky and Gus, I would leave Bucky in.
Completely agree. Yep. Same.
There's just too much there, and we don't necessarily know how that split's going to work with Rashad White and Bucky, especially with the injuries, the hip there and back, I think. But with Gus, he hasn't really given us that much. And going against Tampa
I don't think the
Bay,
floor is even there, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it might be 3 or 4 points, honestly. That could be the floor.
Yeah.
So anyway, Bucky for me. Mitch, I think you agree.
Agreed.
And then defense, I'm going to throw this to you. Ravens or Bengals?
Ravens. Giants are only projected for 14 points. I think DeVito could throw some interceptions there. So Giants are definitely going to have to play catch up to where I think the Bengals Titans game could be a little bit closer. I really like Baltimore.
All right, Cole, what's up? I saw Ty in there. I saw Dan in there. Dan with a nice little DFS hit last week.
He always hits one, man.
Son of a bitch.
Hits another this week.
I see it come through and I'm like, why not me? And then I'm like, well, I don't play DFS, but if I did, why not me? Anyway,
if my wife saw the amount entered there, she would shoot me. I would not be alive for this show if that happened.
Hey, results over process.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
All right. Is Cole really asking this, Mitch?
I think it's fair.
Mahomes or Winston?
I'm going Mahomes. I've kind of already laid out my case against Winston.
I'm definitely good with that. I'm good with that. Does it change for you if it's like -1 for interceptions?
No, because I just don't think the Browns are going to score a lot of points this week. I think the Chiefs are going to put up more points, and who knows if they all go to Noah Gray. It's a solid chance, but I think Mahomes gets a couple touchdowns this week.
All right. And then 0.5 PPR, Jaden Reed, Darnell Mooney, Amari Cooper.
They're all in great spots. I mean, I was the biggest Reed guy to start the season, but you can't do it anymore. I mean, his coach even came out and said, he's not the high target guy. He's a guy that we, find targets for more than anything. So then it comes down to Mooney and Amari, both in great spots. I think I really tend to lean because I think that Buffalo Detroit game is that over under at 55, I think is close. If that's the case, I go Amari, but I don't want to downplay Mooney this week because I think Mooney is in such a great spot going against the Raiders on the road. The Raiders don't have, I can't think of their defensive end who's amazing. Yeah, Crosby. They don't have him. So Cousins is going to be able to sit back there and do really well against no pass rush. So they're both there. Like if I had to rank them, it would be like Amari with Mooney extremely close, with Jaden pretty far away from both of them.
Jaden Reed, 77% slot rate. Seattle allows 36% target rate to the slot. But again, if the Packers aren't running out of 11 personnel, it really does blow my mind. Get this dude on the freaking field.
Yeah, I don't understand.
He is a playmaker. And you're a big Jaden Reed guy.
I am.
You were. More pro Jaden Reed than I've ever been. So it's not like I'm just trying to double down here, but get him on the field.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Get him out there. So I think it is a little bit closer. I think it's a lot closer than you might be hinting at here. But I'm going to stick with Amari here. I think it's a really nice opportunity for Amari. Hopkins or Swift?
I'm leaning Swift. Mainly Roshan's out, so I think he's, as long as Swift is healthy, I know he had some injury stuff this week, I think he's going to take most of the backfield work. And when I see that against someone like Hopkins, I always lean the running back.
That Swift is banged up. I know Roshan's out, but it doesn't bug you. They're going against Minnesota, who's been a top 3 defense against running backs.
No, because Swift is actually a good receiving back to where he could get you 4 to 5 PPR points just off of a couple catches.
All right.
Which could be Hopkins total for the week. I mean, yeah, he might get a couple touchdowns again, or he goes 3 for 40, and then you're stuck at 7 points.
When I first saw this, I was like, I want Hopkins.
Oh no.
But multiple times you've already said here, 23 minutes in, that you're a little worried about this Kansas City game script over under. I'll go Swift with you. I'll give in there. Hayden, what's going on? Which of these running backs should I bench? Chuba? No. Rico? No.
Nope.
Brian Robinson?
No.
I think I would bench James Cook.
I would too. I agree.
And then also, would you start Herbert or Mahomes this week?
Just because Ladd's back, it's going to lead me to Herbert.
I would go Herbert. Tampa Bay is giving up the most points to quarterbacks. And when we've talked about this Kansas City game how many times already?
It's tough, man. Yeah.
So let's stick with another Kansas City option here. So yeah, let's go Herbert there, Hayden, and then let's sit James Cook, and then Patrick, half PPR, Amari Cooper, Worthy, or Christian Watson. Are we going Amari Cooper?
I'm going Amari Cooper.
I am as well. All right, stretch. 0.5 PPR. Let's pick one. Sean Tucker, Algier, Ray Davis. I'm in the playoffs thanks to the Burrow Chase stack, but I'm down bad at running back. Who would you lean with here? I'm
going Algier. I think it's the best matchup out of all those offenses. Ray Davis is the guy who can pop one. It's just, is he going to pop one? So it's not someone that I want to play in the playoffs. And Sean Tucker, with both Bucky and White being in, sure. I mean, he might get you 6 points because he runs in from the 1 yard line for a touchdown.
But is Bucky going to be limited? That's
no. I'm not. I'm going Algier. Not even worrying about it.
I also would go Algier. I had to stick him into a lineup. Like my options are Algier, Antonio Gibson. I may have had Ray Davis in there too as an
Mhm.
option, but Atlanta going against the Raiders and like that game that's one that the Falcons could score 10 points, the Falcons could score 30 points. Like
Mhm.
I think there's a wide range of potential outcomes in that game. But Algier, he's getting enough opportunities that he still could find the end zone. But yeah, let's go Algier. All right, Mitch, from Hayden, Winston or Kyler, 6-point passing touchdowns.
Kyler has a tough matchup with the Patriots, but I'm going to go Kyler. I mean, a lot higher implied total for the team. Kyler's a play.
I'm going to go Kyler as well. And not sure. I'm just kind of scanning through, but before we jumped on, you said, "Hey, I think we're going to get a lot of Breece Hall questions."
Yeah,
I
nothing
don't think
yet.
we've gotten one.
No, wait. The very next question, John. Just so
Oh my
you know. Yeah. Just so you know. I might have been wrong 30 minutes in, but not 31 minutes in.
I even just said I'm scanning through and I missed the freaking next one. Anyway, T-Law Shampoo, what a name. Judy, Ramondre, Khalil Shakir, PPR 0.25 PPC.
In 0.25 PPC, I'm going the running back almost all the time. I'm going Ramondre.
Again, I like all of the options. I think I would go Ramondre, Judy, Khalil. I like
Agreed.
Ramondre. Arizona, they're a backfield. We talked about it with the Detroit Lions. Arizona's a backfield that gives up targets to running backs, and they allow that. So, Mitch, I need you. I got to jump off really quick.
You're great. I got it.
Okay.
Do your thing. All right. Well, while he's gone, I'll just keep this going. So is Breece Hall a start? Look, so I have 3 different dynasty teams that are in the playoffs. I got the 3rd seed in one, I think the 4th seed in the other 2. I have Breece Hall in those leagues, and I also have Kenneth Walker in those leagues. Kenneth Walker's obviously on the bench because he's out. I'm having a very hard time putting Breece in. Like I said, I listened to Jeremy's injury podcast. Check it out on the DD feed for the podcast. He called him a back end running back 2, and I think that's extremely fair. I think we're going to see a little bit of a split between him and Braylon Allen. And we've already seen that when Breece was healthy, they're more than happy to play Braylon Allen. It's not really a risk that I'm willing to take this week, unless it's, let me think, like a Keon Coleman or Breece Hall kind of start. Then, of course, I'm going to go Breece. But if I have a different play that I can do, that's what I'm going to go with. Anthony, welcome. Okay, let's see. Josh Downs or Darnell Mooney. So I already said how much I love Mooney this week. Josh Downs going against Denver. That's a matchup I've stayed away from all year, and I've been more than happy to stay away from all year. I just don't trust. And it's Indy in Denver. It's not going to be bad weather. It's going to be just a little bit colder than normal. So I don't think that's a big factor. But I think this Denver defense is going to give Richardson so much trouble that I'm just staying away from all those pass catchers. Gabriel, Brian Robinson, Dowdle, or AJB, am I overthinking it? This is tough. I mean, we've already mentioned how much we want Brian Robinson in our lineups. So then it goes to Dowdle or AJ Brown. AJ Brown's going against the Steelers. I don't think it's overthinking it. Just put Dowdle in. Dowdle had 130 yards last week, rushing with a touchdown. I think he had 110 the week before, going against the Panthers defense that is down another linebacker. I'm playing Dowdle, and I'm feeling completely good about that. And I think that's even playing your studs. I mean, Dowdle is a running back stud right now, just like Chase Brown is. The Schwabs. What's up, man? Okay, so 10-team, Superflex, 6-point per pass TD. So then we just talked about Richardson, just hit on him. Drake May against the Cardinals. I'm playing Drake May. I think Drake May provides really solid rushing upside, and the Cardinals defense isn't the Broncos defense. I know Richardson has a few more pass catchers that he could throw to compared to what May has. I think May's a solid play here. That's where I'm going. Okay, we'll check the Twitter here shortly to see If we're missing any breaking injury news, we'll find out. I mean, Kincaid can be on. Well, no, we won't find about Kincaid for another 3 hours, but we'll see on that one. Start one wide receiver and one flex. So we got Judy, Ridley, who is in a smash spot, Hopkins, Irving, White, Stevenson. 12-team Superflex, half-point PPR. So that changes things a little bit. There's no PPC, so that leads me a little bit more to the wide receivers over these type of backs. I'm going to go Rachaad White. And then to me, it's a toss-up between Ridley and Judy. I'm very positive, John, when he gets back, he will say Judy on this question. I think Ridley has a really good matchup. So I am going Ridley and White in this scenario, but Judy is right there. So if you like him over the other two, I would just flip-flop whoever you like there. Saw you. Morning, Greg. Good morning. Let's see. Pick 3, please, between Tank Dell. Tank Dell's tough, man. I wanted to love him this year. He should be smashing. He's just not. Then we got Jaden Reed, who might get 2 targets or 5 targets. Devontae Smith or Leggett. These are tough because I think the Eagles' pass offense is terrible right now. It doesn't look good. They're going against the Steelers, who makes every pass offense look terrible. So that makes me really downplay Devontae Smith. I think Leggett's actually in a good spot. We saw him almost have a long touchdown last week. I think he was winded towards the end of the game, but I really, really like Leggett this week. If anyone's playing DFS or putting some underdog props down, I really like the over on Leggett. And then we have, just spoke about Jaden Reed. Don't really love him. Tank Dell. Who's the Texans playing? It's escaping me right now. Oh, yeah, they have Miami. I just don't love it, man. So if I have to pick 3, I'm actually going to go Tank Dell, Jaden Reed, and Leggett. I'm setting Devontae because I have no faith in this Eagles passing offense. Maybe I look stupid. 100%. Maybe, Hurts is able to run a little bit. Saquon's able to run a little bit. So the Steelers defense has to play differently than what they normally do. I'm willing to sit Devontae in this week. Guillotine League, full PPR. Already played Kyron, so he got 13, 14 points there. So I need one. Okay, let's see if I can do this. We need 5 total players, 1 running back, 2 wide receivers, 2 flex. So we have Connor, who's in the lineup without a doubt. Aaron Jones, Irving, Cook, wide receivers Chase Hill, AJB, Evans. Okay, so Connor is going to be the running back that I play, and then I'm going to smash in Chase Hill, Evans, and JSN. That actually wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Just checking, make sure I don't have any notifications from X. Okay, so we got pick 1 in flex. We got Breece Hall, Waddle, McCormick, and then I'm assuming it's Jets defense or Cardinals defense. So the Jets get the Jaguars with Mac Jones. Cardinals get Drake May. I'm going to play the Jets defense there because I think the Jets are actually going to put up some points. So the Jaguars are going to have to throw, leading to more interception chances for that Jets defense. Pick 1 in flex. We got Breece, Waddle, and McCormick. Yeah, these are the questions that I was thinking we're going to get. With it being McCormick, he's out. I will play Waddle over Breece Hall. I think it's really close. Just being able to have, I would love to call Waddle a stud. Just isn't really a stud. So I will play him over Breece Hall, just getting away from that injury. John, you good?
All right, I'm good. No emergency. Good. It was a work thing, which is very rare for me on weekends. So that's
I usually get those.
That's why I was like, I got to go real quick. All right. So Dave, pick 1 in flex. Breece Hall, Waddle, McCormick, Jets defense. Okay. Let's go Breece Hall on the offensive side, and then whatever Mitch said on the defensive side.
I'm glad you came back and we were already not agreeing. So that's good.
Who did you go with?
I went Waddle, just with the injury issue. Not that Waddle isn't going to have an injury issue.
No,
3
I
minutes
know.
in.
I know.
Okay.
No,
Inactives,
what?
real
No,
quick. Hold up. Important.
give me Waddle. Give me Waddle. Waddle.
Okay.
All right, go.
Njoku was out. So
Okay.
we thought it was leaning that way. Breece Hall's in. We don't care about the Washington kicker. And then Tony Pollard is in as well.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, that's all that I'm seeing besides Teddy Bridgewater, ex-Lions quarterback, leading his team to a Florida high school championship.
Did they win the state championship?
Sure did. Stud. Okay, I'm good now. I'm good.
All right. I'm still rattled here. My rhythm has been thrown off, but let's get back on track. Pick one, Xavier Legette or Christian Watson.
I was saying when you were gone, John, that I really like Legette this week. He almost had a touchdown last week. Ball fell through his fingers. I think he's a pretty strong play, to be honest. I'm playing him.
All right, I'm good with that. And they're going against the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom 11 in points given up to wide receivers. All right, we got Bobby here. One quarterback, start 9. Pick 2, Garrett Wilson, AJ Brown, Breece Hall. If it's PPR, is it Garrett Wilson and AJ Brown?
Agreed. Yep.
Okay. Xavier, Vikings have a terrible pass defense. They're atrocious against wide receivers specifically. The Schwab, half PPR. Waddle at Texans, Marv versus Pets. I was combining Pats and Texans, and we got a Pets.
You're good.
Pats.
I'm gonna go Waddle. I think it's a little bit of a higher scoring game. I don't love it though. I mean, flip a coin on this one, to be honest. I hate saying that during the playoffs. This one really is a coin flip. I would not be shocked if they're within 1 PPR point of each other by the end of the day.
It's going to be the Waddler for me. As crazy as it sounds that we're going to waddle with multiple answers here. Full PPR, what's going on, Cryptic? Looks like Bucky's playing. Do I roll with him? Still with my alternatives being Jalen Warren, both Jags running backs, and Sincere McCormick.
I don't hate Tank. I really don't. I'm honestly going to play Tank over these other guys.
Really?
Yeah, I am. You know what? No, I lied. I'm going Sincere McCormick. I'm not playing Bucky.
All right, so we got against Atlanta.
Let's go. It's Atlanta. Yeah.
I think I'm leaning Bucky here. What's going on today, Mitch?
Dude, injuries. Injuries have me scared of the playoffs. I already saw zeros from Cooper Kupp, who was perfectly healthy. Now I'm afraid from zeros who are actually from good players. It's a worrying time, John.
I know. I get it, but Jalen Warren's not going to be on my radar here.
No.
ETN and Tank.
He's terrible, man. He's so bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
leaning Bucky.
All right.
No, I'm going to lean Bucky.
All right.
We got a rapid fire here. We're at 11:04.
Yeah, hey, if anyone wants us to read their stuff by the end of the show, you're going to need a super chat first probably to get there, to be honest with you.
The comments are flying off the board here with money on the line here in week 15, looking to get to the semifinals. All right, Vic, Bo Nix or Kyler Murray. Opponent has Sutton. I lean Bo Nix either way.
I lean Bo Nix, and I think John and I have talked about this previously. We really don't care what the other opponent is playing, to be honest. It doesn't affect my process at all.
All right. Jawan Johnson, Cole Kmet, Kyle Pitts. Jawan Johnson.
Yeah. Not Kyle Pitts.
Xavier, what's going on? Star 2, ETN, Pollard, Jalen Warren.
Pollard. I'd say Jalen Warren, to be honest. ETN isn't touching a lineup. No joke. In tight end premium leagues, you give me Juwan Johnson or ETN, I'm playing Juwan Johnson. That's how I feel about ETN.
Oh, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that. All right, Jared, what's up?
Ooh, there we
Standard
go, man.
Scoring, Rico or Charbonnet?
Okay. I'm going Rico.
I love Rico this week.
And I love Charbonnet. Like, Charbonnet's in a great spot. Like, at home, he's going to get all the work. But so's Rico. But Rico gets going against this Panthers defense, who pretty much doesn't have a linebacker at this point. Give me Rico.
I would be very interested to know who were playing over both of those guys this
Yeah,
week.
no, that's a good point.
Especially in standard scoring, unless it's like a redraft league, limited spots, and limited flex opportunities. Green Bay allows the second most. They allow the second highest target rate to the backfield this year, almost 19%. I think Charbonnet's workload is going to be fantastic, but just Rico against Carolina, I would lean Rico, but like those are both really good options to have. Tyler, thank you. What's up with it being Ritter, Jacoby Myers, or Jaden Reed? I would go Jaden Reed this week.
Yeah, I would too, but I'm not feeling great about it.
I'm feeling
that
pretty
dude's
good
in my
about it.
lineup. Okay, all right.
I'm going to go Jaden Reed, and that goes back to the opportunity out of the slot. Granted, he needs to be on the field to be able to run out of the slot, but what Seattle's allowing the third highest target rate to slot wide receivers as opposed to these guys out on the perimeter. So that's the way I would go. Matt, what's up? Need one 10 by 10. Najee, Smitty, Addison. I cannot bench Addison.
Nope.
I can't do it.
Yeah, the Bears defense doesn't really scare me that much because they're going to have what? They're going to have Johnson on Jefferson. He'll probably shadow the whole game. Addison will be more than fine.
Have to get the Addison little helmet in here.
He's good. I'm glad that we are away from everything you buying turns that player into like a torn ACL. I'm glad that we're past that point now.
No, we're in good shape.
It was rough for a while.
Listen, we got James Conner, David Montgomery, Jefferson, Chase, Anthony Richardson, the biggest waste of money. Jefferson, like we're in good shape here. And all right, Kenneth Walker won't play Sunday night. We kind of expected that.
Yep.
But there comes some confirmation. And then all the Steelers stuff. I mean, are they winning because of me?
I think it's you. It's you and Russ. Like if it wasn't for that combination, the Steelers wouldn't be who they are today.
Right. Cliff, what's up? Good morning. Anthony. Need to start 3. Garrett Wilson, AJ Brown, T. Higgins, JSN.
I'm sitting
JSN. What was that?
I'm sitting AJ Brown.
Ooh. Like I could see him just absolutely blowing up Joey Porter.
No.
You're sitting AJ Brown. We got T going against the Titans. I'm gonna sit T.
Okay. You do you.
I will. So Garrett Wilson, JSN, we're both in agreement there. Mitch sitting AJ Brown. I'm sitting T. Higgins. Dan B-Rob over Pollard. Yes, sir.
All
right. Xavier. Thielen, DJ Moore, Lad McConkey, Ridley can only start 3.
Need upside's the big thing. So this is tough because they're all upside plays. They're all upside plays. So just because it's upside and he's coming off an injury, I'll take Lad off the list, even though I still love him this week. But if you are looking for...
But we don't care about floor.
It's true. It's true. But all these guys are good plays. Like, I think Mooney's a smash. So Thielen is in. DJ Moore is in to me. So it leaves the last 3. I'm not going to trust Ridley. So it's going to be Lad or Mooney. I like Mooney.
I would go Thielen, Lad, Ridley.
Well, so I'm so glad we can help you out there, Xavier.
So we both agree on Thielen, right?
Yeah, Thielen's in. That's good.
I just, if we only care about upside and not any of the risk, Lad going against that Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense.
Yes.
We're talking about how much we like Justin Herbert. I can't sit Lad.
I didn't say how much I like Justin Herbert. I just liked him more in that one question that we had.
You should be. You should be. I'm going to give you one last chance to change any of your answers. That's why I'm pausing here.
I'm good.
All right. Sorry, Xavier. Sorry. Monkey, what's up? Last flex, PPR, Devontae or Ramondre? I'm going Ramondre today.
Ramondre. Yep.
Full PPR, Devontae Smith, Ridley, Pollard, James Cook. Pick one.
Going Pollard.
I would go Ridley.
Okay. Same team, different positions.
I would go Ridley. Logan, Washington missing their starting center. I'm guessing they go McKissick has handled the work. I don't know if I trust B-Rob. I'm McNichols has gone.
Yes.
I think McKissick.
Yeah, I completely trust B-Rob.
Yeah. All right. Starting Chase Brown, Rico, AJ McLaurin on PPR. Need one flex from Devontae, London, Pacheco, Rashad. I like Devontae Adams a lot this week.
Yeah. No, he's been smashing lately.
I would go Devontae Adams, and then would you play any of the flex?
Yeah. Would you play any of the others over the current starters? No.
Pacheco, not on my radar. Rashad White, not over Chase Brown and Rico, even though I think it's a nice opportunity with the opportunity with Bucky Irving being banged up, but no, and then London over McLaurin or AJ Brown. I would not. Adam, Brian Thomas, Shakir, Rashad White. Pick 1.5 PPR.
Rashad White.
All right. Thank you, Jack. Sticking with Ray. Appreciate you. Should I start Waddle, Dobbs, McLeod, Adunze, or McCormick in the flex?
Waddle.
Waddle. I'm going to go Waddle.
Oh, hold on. No, there was a defense question.
Oh,
do you want Broncos or Chiefs? John, it's all up to you on this one.
I'll go Chiefs.
Okay. Yeah, that's who I would lean to.
Let's go Chiefs. Amari Cooper or Myers?
Cooper.
Amari Cooper for me. Anthony Richardson or Russ? I would go Richardson today.
Same.
Russ Pickens is out. They're going against the Eagles defense, who, I could see this one being a tough one.
Speaking of games to watch, the Steelers-Eagles is not one of the games to watch.
Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. And then Pittman or Jalen Warren?
Pittman. I don't love the matchup at all, but I like Pittman.
I'll go Pittman. All right, Greg, full PPR, Pacheco, Keenan Allen, Kamara, start 2. I'm sitting Pacheco.
Same.
And then we got 0.5 PPR, trying to get Charbonnet in. So one of these must sit. Marvin Harrison, Neighbors, Shakir, Dowdle.
I'll sit Shakir or Neighbors, more than likely Shakir.
I would sit Marvin Harrison, I think.
Would you? Yeah, I worry about the whole Giants going against the Ravens. But no, I get it. But get Sharp in your lineup one way or the other. Like whoever you choose to take out. But hold on. We got one more of these.
All right. Thank you, FB3. Superflex PPR, start 8. AJ Brown or Garrett Wilson. I acquired Aaron Rodgers from you.
You did.
Just before the show in a Dynasty League where I need a quarterback this week. I like that matchup against Jacksonville, giving up the second most points to quarterbacks, second most points to running backs, 5th most to wide receivers, 7th most to tight ends. With all that said, I like Garrett Wilson this week. I like Devontae Adams. I like Garrett Wilson. Tyler Conklin, he's out having a baby. He personally is not having the baby, but you get it. I would go Garrett Wilson.
Thanks for clearing that up. I'm going Garrett Wilson as well. No hesitation on this one for me.
All right. That leaves us off. Here we go. Jay O'Connor, Winston, Wilson, or Stroud. Need help after that donut from Cup.
Stroud. I think he has the highest upside going against Miami this week.
Yeah, I'll go Stroud. I'd be shocked if Russ turned in a top 12 to 15 performance this week.
Completely.
If I have options, I'm looking to bench him. And then Jameis Winston, Mitch, you've talked about this situation. and the thoughts and how that plays out with Kansas City. So,
Mhm.
all right, TJ, start 1.5 PPR, 1.5 for tight ends. Waddle, Pittman, Worthy. And then already has Achane and Johnny in the lineup.
Honestly, if you already have Achane and Jonnu, that does take Waddle out of it for me. I just don't see Tua throwing for 5 touchdowns. I'm going to go Pittman over Worthy, though.
I'm good with that. Mitch, what's up again? Hey, guys, I have Pickens out. Bateman or Elijah Moore? I really like Elijah Moore this week.
Agreed. Yeah, especially what you mentioned earlier in the show.
And then also I have Breece and Allen. Should I start both over either of those guys?
This is where I am with Breece, right? It's Breece or Elijah Moore. I'm going to go Elijah Moore. And I hate it. I do. This isn't something that I love. And I knew we were going to get questions like this on the show. I wouldn't put him in my lineup. I'll say it that way.
All right. I'll stick with Elijah. Brian, appreciate you. You're awesome.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, Jacob. Kamara or Connor? I have Kyler 2. Saints going against the Commanders. I know Hayner's in, but we could see dump offs.
Completely.
It's very difficult to ever think, hey, I'm going to bench Alvin Kamara. And then James Conner going against the Patriots, middle of the pack against running backs for points against. I would go Kamara if it's full PPR.
Agreed.
All right. God, I hope Ray Davis pops one for my underdog teams.
I have a few of those, man. I have more DK teams. I actually have all DK teams and not underdog teams this year. But yeah, dude, I have Lamar in one, stacked with Saquon. I'm excited for this week, man.
It's
going all the way in the tournament. Yep.
And it's like the pressure is there. Week 15, whether it's like you said, DFS, best ball, like Dynasty, we're getting down to the wire here, obviously. All right, Brian, what's up? Pollard versus Cincinnati or AJ Brown versus Pittsburgh?
Pollard.
All right. Mitch, your ride or die is Pollard this week. And I have a lot of Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with it. I hope you are right.
There's worse ride or dies that we have done this year.
Cooper Rush last week for me.
Exactly.
Breece Hall or Brian Robinson from Matt. I would go Brian Robinson.
Yeah, Brian Robinson.
TJ Laporta, Kraft, Hopkins, Mooney, pick 3.
I'll sit Kraft.
Green Bay against Seattle. Mooney, Hopkins, Laporta. Yeah, I'm good with that, especially if there's no tight end premium. All right, Garrett, what's up? 0.75 PPR, need to bench 2 of these guys. Breece Hall, Pittman, Waddle, Higgins, Stevenson.
With these ones, Breece will be on my bench, just like we kind of mentioned before.
And Pittman?
Then Pittman, yeah.
All right. Breece, Sincere, Kamani, Kendre, Ford, Breece and Sincere?
Yeah, this is one to where Breece is in without a doubt, and then Sincere will be the next one.
Amari or Zay Flowers? Like, I think today is just going to be a monster Derrick Henry game.
I think so, too. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go Amari.
Let's go Amari. Jordan, appreciate you. Lurs, what's up? Drop 2. Well, hope maybe just sit 2. We don't want to drop any of these guys. PPR, but 2 for tight ends. Sutton, Keenan, Waddle, Addison, Judy, Jonathan Taylor, Mark Andrews.
I don't want to.
I'm gonna sit Mark Andrews.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna sit Keenan Allen.
I'll follow you on that. Yeah.
Okay. Another one, kind of embarrassment of riches there in week 15. Some nice options to work with there, Lurs. All right, Jonnu Smith or Hunter Henry? Jonnu, baby.
Yep. But he's what, top 6 right now, tight end. He's awesome.
Adam, what's up? Ridley or Neighbors?
I'm going Ridley.
Ridley. Yep. Yeah. Wanted to give you a second just to Make sure we were on the
Dude,
same
it's hard
page.
to Neighbors. He went from getting like a 40% target share to do we dare start him because Tommy DeVito was quarterback.
I still think Neighbors is a good start.
He is. That's the tough part of it.
Like, I still think he's a good start. I think low end wide receiver 2, probably the most realistic in terms of range of outcomes. Ridley, like going against Cincinnati, I know there's been a little disappointment, but I think the upside is just too much there. Let's see if Will Levis can help the man out a little bit. There. Yep, Stroud. I think that's when we went, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Marvin Harrison, Brian Thomas, or Judy. I would go Judy.
Yeah, Judy.
Quentin Johnston or Tank Dell. I don't hate Johnston this week. Listen. I know, but like Tank Dell, he hasn't done anything.
No.
He hasn't done anything. Like, give me Quentin Johnston.
I agree. And the weird thing with Tank Dell is that, like, every once in a while, like, well, this is his first year coming back from injury. It was a broken leg. Like, I'm not going to downplay someone's injury, but it's not coming back from an ACL or an MCL where you're like, oh, it's going to take him a full year to come back. It was a broken leg. And so I have a lot of Tank Dell on a lot of dynasty teams that I'm not sure what to do with yet as far as dynasty going into 25. I'm going Quentin Johnston.
Mitch, what Lions offensive player do you like today, and is the game going over?
Oh, easy. Okay, so here's the thing. The Buffalo defense cannot rush the passer, so Jared Goff is completely fine today. And then they're down a quarterback, and they already are terrible against the slot. They're like the third or fourth worst team against the slot this year. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to go beast mode. I don't really trust anyone else. You want the boom play, Jameson's going to be more than fine because Goff's going to have time to pass. But the issue is going to come is Buffalo can't stop the run either. And so I think Gibbs and Monty are both in play. But if I'm going to have to pick one, it's going to be Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jameson's a decent stack. I hate to say this, it would be noon Eastern time before the Lions game. I'm not worried about this game, man. I know Josh Allen can do Josh Allen things. I don't like, we've gone through this whole start sit thing, right? We like Amari Cooper. And of course we like Josh Allen. We haven't really said to play anybody else from that offense this whole show. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Well, I think a lot of that, to play devil's advocate, is because of the scenarios and situations that were presented. Sure. And there were nice options elsewhere. I don't hate Khalil Shakir this week.
I don't love him.
James Cook, he's a fine play, but if I remember correctly, all those other options were just a little more favorable, in my opinion.
A naked Josh Allen in DFS. Don't mind some naked Josh Allen this week, just saying.
Neither does Haley Steinfeld, since they're now engaged. There you go. Braden, what's up? What, about her hating a naked Josh Allen?
Maybe they're waiting until marriage. I don't know why you would judge people like that.
I should not make the assumption. All right, Braden, what's going on? Start 2, Drake London, Cortland Sutton, Jordan Addison, Brian Thomas, Aaron Jones, James Conner, Neighbors. Oh my gosh. Start 2, Mitch.
All of them. No. So James Conner will be in my lineup. I think he has the safest floor and a good ceiling. And I'll go Addison, to be honest. Addison is absolutely smashing.
Who's the first one you said?
James Conner.
All right, let's go with that. Fantastic options. SFB 14 semis. Here we come.
Well done. I am not in the semis. I'll just put that out there. Haven't had to set my lineup for a few weeks now.
I went out 2 weeks ago, I think. So Adam says no start sit questions. Good luck in the playoffs, everyone. Are we trusting Breece Hall this week? Mitch is not.
Not unless we have to.
Let me know who of these guys would start Breece Hall over.
Why do you do this to me?
Well, just to give context here.
I get it.
Rashad White. Isaiah Pacheco.
Breece Hall. I hate Pacheco.
Sincere McCormick.
Breece Hall.
Tyrone Tracy. DeAndre Swift. Najee Harris.
Jalen
Warren.
Not Jalen Warren.
Tank Bigsby.
Breece Hall. But that's where I am, man.
So we're talking about like
Yeah.
mid to lower end running back 3. Like,
yes.
It's such a great situation. Why
It
does he
is.
have to be dealing with an injury?
Yep. Dude,
Why?
I was walking into the playoffs with a lot of Breece Hall, and then this happens. I just got to get through this week, and then we're full go after this.
Neighbors, Najee, or Elijah Moore?
Najee.
And that's half PPR.
If it was full PPR, I would probably go Elijah Moore or Neighbors, but half point, I'll go Najee.
All right. Todd, what's going on, Todd? Stevenson in PPC 0.25 or Waddle?
Stevenson.
Let's go Stevenson. Like, I feel like again, we all know the range of outcomes and the variance when it comes to Jalen Waddle.
Mm-hmm.
Are you willing to risk that 3, 4, 5 point game? Like, I think Stevenson, again, going back to that matchup against Arizona, where they give up the second highest target rate to players coming out of the backfield across the NFL. I think Stevenson and Gibson, they combined for like 10 targets this week, despite having Drake May, who, might be looking to push the ball down the field. But I'm hoping that game turns out to be a little bit more of a shootout than maybe we're expecting.
Mm-hmm.
And then also from Todd, Baker at quarterback, Terry at wide receiver, projected to lose by 8. Ertz or Otten? Zach Ertz has been really good.
He is. He's had a touchdown the last 3 games that he's played.
I'm not saying Cade Otton has not been very good, but he's had 8 receptions combined over the last 3 weeks. There's been a drop off, but going against they're going against the Chargers though.
I'm going Cade Otton, man.
I'm going Zach Ertz, man.
Give me the stack. Percentage you lose by 8. Give me this highest upside. The highest upside is going to be with the stack. If you're already playing Baker,
all right,
that's where I'm going.
All right, here you go. Another question for you, Mitch.
There we go.
Cowboys at Carolina, Lions versus Buffalo, Chargers versus Tampa Bay, or Texans versus Miami?
I'm going Chargers versus Tampa Bay.
Okay.
I almost want to play Lions, but I think the point total is going to be the issue there. I think there are going to be some turnovers. Chargers, I can see that Chargers defense playing very well, and maybe Baker ends up throwing a couple of those touchdowns or a couple of those interceptions. I've done that twice now. He's just going to go Baker mode for a couple plays.
All right, Jonah, what's up? Kamani or Tank? Bigsby.
Tank. I like Tank this week, man.
All right, let's go. All right, Jordan, down bad with Purdy, man. I
lucked out. I played 0 Purdy.
I have some Purdy. I mean, it's just so frustrating. Anyway, maybe we can join a support group or something. We could really talk about it, share our emotions. Playoff matchup against the juggernaut of King Henry and Barkley. Sit 2. Corum
better be on the bench.
It says drop 2, but I'm assuming that's sit 2.
Yeah.
Corum, Isaiah Davis, Elijah Moore, Benson, Ray Davis, Braylon Allen. I think Elijah Moore and Braylon Allen have the most upside.
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, Corum already played, so he's not even talked about.
Yeah. Let's get Corum out of there. For the Jets, I just don't know how involved Isaiah Davis is going to have to be in the passing game. So that's why I prefer Braylon Allen if we're going.
I agree.
Either of those guys. So, yeah, that's the way I'll go. Big Diaz, appreciate you, man.
Dude, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
And always appreciate your engagement, whether it's in the live chat or the DD Fantasy Discord. Big Diaz, always creeping around. Appreciate you. All right. Where are we?
I know, right? We are.
All right, Adam, is Pollard hurt? Guess he's playing.
He's playing. Yep, he's good.
Jordan Addison or Rashad White? I can't
Addison. Yep.
Spike, PPR, Jalen Coker, Jalen McMillan, Wan'Dale Robinson.
McMillan. I would love to provide more than that. Wan'Dale going against the Ravens, don't love it. Coker's fine. McMillan, maybe a little higher point scoring game. I'll go McMillan. Tough in the playoffs, man. Hopefully this is redraft and this is just the last week of your season before the playoffs.
Still week 16, 17, 18 playoffs redraft. My redraft league started playoffs last week.
See, mine
Correction.
start. Both of mine start next week. Yeah.
Oh.
But it's only top 4 make it. We play the
Okay.
real leagues, not top 6. I mean, that's sounds like the
Okay.
NBA over there.
All right. Let's go McMillan. If Bucky Irving is out, pick one.
Don't need to. Bucky Irving is in, and that's who I'm going to play.
Bucky is in. I also would play him, hero. So that's our answer there over Gibson, Etienne, and Jaleel, the real deal. John sounds like, listen, Linda.
Listen. Yep.
All right. Do we think Sincere can bump up over any flex players like AJ Brown, Adams, T, Myers? Also, I can play Sincere over Baker for Superflex. Not doing that.
Yeah, no. The only one that I would think about is Myers, and I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, let's stick with the receivers there. Let's stay as is. Calcaterra or Jordan Akins?
Calcaterra. Sometimes you got to go with the calculator, just add in those points.
I actually would go Jordan Akins this week. If that's my decision, I would go Jordan Akins. Baker starting over. Okay, I think that's just. Oh, Jeremy. Tim Patrick or Jaden Reed? I like Jaden Reed this week.
Jaden Reed, yeah. Yep.
Man, Big D has all bought.
See?
Monkey. There's a shout out for Jeremy. Hey, Dynasty Daddy, love your site. I use it almost every day. Thank you. My only issue with that is the fact that Monkey said almost every day.
Should be every day.
It's got to be every day.
We can't take days
Come
off.
on. All right, John. Hall, Ridley, McConkey. Choose two.
Sitting Hall.
I'm playing Ridley.
Mm-hmm. You were just saying how good Ladd McConkey is like 30 minutes ago.
Are we 100% sure McConkey's playing, though?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much confirmed. Here, give me 1 second while you're thinking. I think he logged a couple full practices. Let me make sure on that one.
All right. And then we got Bobby, 0.5 PPR, Tracy, McCormick, and Warren. I would go McCormick. No.
I'm going Tracy.
I'm going Tracy. I caught myself there.
Can't sit Tracy at this point, man. I once called him a bad running back, and that was an issue. Ladd was limited in practice all week, but he didn't have any DNPs, so I'll still lean that way.
Okay. All right. Hopkins, Mooney, Thielen on my bench, starting Tyreek and McLaurin, Justin Jefferson, Evans, Ertz. Would you change anything? I would go Thielen over Ertz.
That's what I was just going to say too. Even though, I say how much I like the stack, I'll stick with Thielen there.
I think Thielen, there's a big game on his horizon here. All right, Cliff, what's up? Hopkins, Judy, T, Addison, pick 3. I will sit Hopkins.
Agreed. Yeah, I think we just got that one.
We got it. Ertz or Kraft from the freak?
Ertz. Yeah.
Yep, let's go Ertz. Patrick, last one from Patrick.
Yeah, I believe you.
Again, just a reminder, with the holidays right around the corner, this is going to be the last week of our weekly Start Sit show. We've had an absolute blast.
It's been awesome.
And
yes.
The chat has been extremely engaging, so we appreciate that. Appreciate everybody's support. Hopefully we're able to help you along the way. All right, Patrick, half PPR, Worthy, Christian Watson, or ETN?
To me, ETN's not sniffing my lineup, so it's Worthy or Christian Watson. I think they're both the same kind of play. I mean, you're just kind of hoping for him to break one.
I'm
What's
going to go
Green Bay's
Christian
point?
Watson.
Green Bay's point totals 25. Yeah, I'm going Christian Watson too.
Let's go Christian Watson. All right. Devontae Smith or DJ Moore? I think I would go DJ Moore.
DJ Moore. Yep.
All right. Zay Flowers or JSN?
JSN. Yep.
Don't sit him.
Oh, no.
Don't sit him. All right. Briss. Hey, y'all. Would y'all flex? I'm not a y'all guy.
No.
Not a y'all guy. That's
Yeah,
tough
you're
for me.
not really from the Midwest. You're more of those Easterner, a little bit more aggressive than a y'all. You're more of like a hey you kind of guy.
Well, no, in Pittsburgh we do the yins thing, which is
absolutely
weird. I hate
it. Doesn't
it.
even make any sense.
I can't. Honestly, I can't stand it. Anyway, Keenan Allen or McCormick this week?
Allen. No. I think we actually picked Sincere earlier. I'll stick with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go McCormick. Yeah, I'll go McCormick. Lad decision last week cost me a playoffs. Kyle's 0.14. Anthony, pick
Kyle's
2.
The playoffs in every league.
Not that one. Not because of Lad. Pick 2. Marv, Breece, or Zay. Do we sit
Zay?
Breece?
Yeah, I'll sit Breece. I'll go with Marv over Breece.
Okay. Just because of the injury. Neighbors or Brian Thomas?
Brian Thomas.
Okay. And I believe Jeremiah asked that in the Discord too. And I think a lot of the answers just from folks was Brian Thomas. So another league, Pollard or Pacheco? I would take Pollard.
Same.
Monty or Judy?
Monty. I'll go Monty. I mean, that game has a 55 over-under, and the other game has 43. That's a lot of points.
Give me Montgomery. From Coleman, Marv, Ridley, or Thielen, full PPR?
Adam Thielen.
I'll go Thielen. He's been good. He's been very good. He's been very good. All right. Mitch, when are the DD hats going to be for sale?
Couldn't tell you. Hopefully soon. I'm sure Ray will
Right.
get them up soon. No worries there.
Start 1. Hopkins, Myers, or Brian Thomas?
Brian Thomas Jr. Yeah.
Okay. No difference, obviously, if there's floor. Ceiling.
Yeah, no, Myers isn't going to play. And it's just Hopkins, how much do you like that game compared to what Brian Thomas is going to see with Sauce? I don't know if Sauce is a complete shutdown corner at this point. I'll go Brian Thomas Jr.
Oh, Todd, I actually was thinking about one of these questions. Bucky or Breece?
Breece. Yep, I think they're both coming into the game a little bit injured. One's the starting running back. I'll go that way.
All right. And then PPR, Brian Thomas or Metcalf. I think it looks like 2 different questions here.
Oh, okay. I thought I was going to be able to escape out of this. I'm going to go Brian Thomas Jr. Metcalf just hasn't given you the upside the whole year. I mean, he's good for like 10, 12, one blow up game, and then 8, 10, 12 in PPR. Just don't love him right now.
When we look at Seattle again, I think JS and it's going to be a high target share game for him. Not to say DK is not going to get any targets, but if looking at that receiving core, I think it's going to favor JSN. And then Rashad White or Tracy?
Going White.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I don't think I've ever seen an NFL team with an implied total of less than 14 points. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
It's low. Well, sticking to that game. Neighbors, Breece Hall, Marvin Harrison. Start 1. We'll assume PPR.
Yeah, I'm going to assume PPR. Go Marvin Harrison. I know I don't love it.
I would go Neighbors.
Okay.
I
really don't think there's that much of a difference between Neighbors and Harrison this week.
Okay. All right. So it's not Breece Hall. That's
Yeah.
That's our answer. Start one quarterback this week. Winston, Richardson, or Rush?
Cooper Rush.
Can I get information on the scoring? Can I get that? And I want to circle back to that once.
You can do whatever you want. I'm going Cooper Rush.
All right. Big Diaz, Javonte McNichols, Gibson. Need one. PPR, PPC. All right.
I'll go Javonte. They're all just complete garbage, though.
Yeah, I'll go Javonte too. Hope he can punch it in the end zone. Ugh. All right, Chris. Same question as last week. Well, hopefully we answered it okay last week. Half PPR, start 3. Waddle, Garrett Wilson, Brian Thomas, Tracy, JSN. Can we sit Tracy and Brian Thomas?
Yes, I'll go with the same.
All right. Sorry if I missed this earlier, but would you start Sincere over any of these guys in SFB? AJ Brown, T, Devontae, is that Devontae Adams, Myers, or Baker? No.
The talk we had was Sincere or Myers, and we kept in Myers.
Stefan, what's going on? PPR, start 1, Josh Downs, Sincere, or Quentin Johnston?
Ooh. You're going to laugh, but it's not Josh Downs. Josh Downs is like not even on my list with these ones. So it's Sincere, Quentin Johnston. I kind of like Quentin Johnston, man. I really like him. I think if you're going for the floor average points, you're going to throw the running back in. I like Quentin Johnston for a big game if we need that.
All right, let's go Sincere floor, Quentin Johnston ceiling. Yeah, Kyle's, I'm starting Rush over Russ this week, given the opportunity. Okay, this goes back to Fire's question. Quarterback scoring, 4-point passing touchdowns.
It's Cooper Rush, man.
I'll go Rush. I'll do it.
I like it.
I'll do it. All right, let's see. Adam, Adam, if we're making you feel sane, we got some issues.
Yep.
All right. Storm, thanks, man. Oh man, slow it down here. Do you got any
I was just pulling it. I looked at it this morning and I lucked out. So Underdog has I don't know what you call them. Well, what are the 18-year-old TikTokers called? Influencers. Yeah. So they have influence. So they have Bryson DeChambeau on there, right? But I copied him because he actually had a prop that I loved, and they gave you like 5.67. They gave you a boost if you picked it, right? But I love it. Listen to this. 3. So it's a 3 play. Chuba Hubbard higher than 79.5 rushing yards.
Over.
Love that one. Tua over 270 passing yards.
Okay.
Close-ish. Don't hate it. But then Josh Allen higher than 30 rushing yards. Love it. Absolutely love that one. So when I saw that little boost on top of it, that's what I put my money on today.
Okay. I could see that. Here, who ruins this for me?
Okay.
Hawk, TJ Hawkinson over 42.5.
Keep going. Yeah, I like that one. Like it.
Roma Dunze over 43.5.
Roma Dunze ruins it for you, but keep going.
Zach Ertz over 34.5.
Yeah, that one's safe.
Jonnu Smith over 45.5.
He didn't get a catch until overtime last week. It's
That's
a little
okay.
scary, but it's all right. It's all right. We'll ride with Johnu.
Jake Ferguson over 35.5.
Yeah, that's fine.
Quentin Johnston over 38.5.
Oh my Lord. These are all combined.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. This is gonna work out well.
I threw $7 on this one. This was a big one.
But you can win 4,000.
Amari Cooper over 44.5.
That's fine. Yeah.
And then Noah Fant over 24.5.
Yeah. Sorry, Rome is gonna ruin it. He's gonna get like one catch for 12 yards.
All right, let's remember that. All right, Monkey, PPR Downs or Devontae Smith?
Downs, because I think he just gives you that huge touchdown upside.
All right. Hooper or Calcaterra?
Calcaterra.
James Cook or Najee Harris?
Najee.
Yeah, why not Breece Hall? Injury too risky?
Yes, that's the only reason why.
Chris, full PPR, DJ Moore, Alec Pierce, Swift. Pick one. DJ Moore?
Swift. I always go with the running backs in most of these scenarios.
I know, but I know you've talked about, like, obviously his ability to work in the passing game. I get that. But Minnesota, they're brutal against running backs. And I know Roshan Johnson is out.
I will say this. So Utah doesn't let you bet on a lot of things. One thing that if I could bet on, whatever Caleb's sack total is, I'll pick the over in this game. I think the Vikings are going to get 6, 7, 8 sacks. Minimum.
Okay. From Chris, Hunter Henry or Noah Gray?
Hunter Henry. Yeah, feel good about that. Ooh, this next one's for you. I know where I'm leaning, but I want you to do this one.
Laporta or Jonnu Smith? I'll go Laporta this week.
That's where I'm leaning to.
That game, I think it has the opportunity to be so high scoring. Let's go Laporta.
And a big thing is with those tight ends, there's games to where you have to worry about, oh, hey, are they leaving the tight end to help with the pass rush for whatever reason? The Lions are getting Taylor Decker back. Buffalo can't rush the passer in the first place. So I think Laporta is going to go on a lot more routes than what he, usually does.
Okay. And then Lamb or Amon-Ra from a dynasty perspective?
It's Lamb. I mean, I absolutely love Amon-Ra. He's probably wide receiver 4 at me at this point. But even just dynasty value-wise, Amon-Ra, he's just never going to be valued higher than CeeDee Lamb is. It's one of those things to where we talk about a lot in Dynasty Theory. Listen to that weekly if you want to kind of get the full information on why. But CeeDee Lamb will have to do extremely bad things to ever be ranked lower than Amon-Ra St. Brown.
All right. This week, Alex, Lamb or Mike Evans? I would go Lamb.
I'm going Lamb.
Like you said, I know people were very concerned.
I was worried. Yep.
Cooper Rush comes in, but outside of that Giants game, like 8 receptions, 10 receptions, 6 for 93. So yeah. Okay. Monty, Connor, Kamara.
Alex, do you have time to throw if it's PPR or not in there? If it's PPR, I'm going Kamara. If it's not, I would actually go Connor, Monty, Kamara in standard settings. But if it's PPR, I'm going Kamara.
Pick 2, full PPR. Every week I always laugh whenever you get the PPR with the quarterbacks.
Yes.
I make a smart ass comment every week. Cousins, Geno, or Will Levis. God, Will Levis has such a good matchup this week.
Yeah. No, I'm going Cousins and Geno because they have good matchups too. Like I know the Packers are pretty good against the pass. I'm not really worried about that, to be honest. We've said how much we love JSN this week. Cousins is fine. Oakland isn't Oakland. The Raiders aren't going to get
ass.
They're not going to be able to get any pass rush, man. And he is fine if they don't get any pass rush.
It's been so freaking bad.
You're comparing him to the Mayo Man. That dude can't throw for like 150 yards against the high school team.
Okay, well, this week he might throw for 155.
Well, then.
All right, so Mitch is going Cousins and Geno.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Again, we talked about it to lead off the show with these quarterbacks. There's so many ugly quarterback situations.
Yeah.
But this week, they look good.
They do. There's so many good matchups.
So I'll stick with Cousins and Geno. They're hoping they have the bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
Waddle or Jonnu Smith.
I'm trying to find what the premium was on that one. I thought there was a premium there. Wasn't it 1.75?
I don't recall for TJ's question.
Yeah, I don't. I think we're just going to base it off there was a premium. If there's a tight end premium, I'm going Jonnu.
If there's no premium?
Waddle.
All right. And then PPR for that question involving
so Kamara for me.
All right. Okay. Third to Amon-Ra. I'm not
add a third. I don't care.
But they're the same tier essentially for me. Like,
dude, honestly, but a third, if that gets me a guy, because I know they could be in the same tier, but if you're going out to trade, you could get more for Lamb than you can for Amon-Ra. Especially once the season's over and Dak is back to being healthy again, then all of a sudden CD is, I mean, just even in best ball alone, CD will be drafted over Amon-Ra in almost every league.
All right. 1.75 PPR, Michael Mayer or Smart?
Smart.
I'll go Smart. 0.5 PPR from Drew, pick 2. Hall, Taylor, Dowdle, sitting Hall.
Yeah. Love this one, Drew. Yeah, sit Hall.
All right.
Dude, we made it through 15 weeks. We answered, I bet we're well over 1,300 start sit questions. It was a great year. Yeah. I'm excited for next year and continuing. And for everyone that knows, listen, I don't know if you only watch us here. Every week we put out a weekly show, Dynasty centric. We'll, probably do some more in the future.
Do more what?
Shows. Additional shows.
Yeah, I was like, we're going to do Dynasty Theory.
No, the weeklies every week. We're on almost episode 300 of that.
Every week.
This one comes to a close. We will see what the future brings as far as additional content from us.
All right. Again, it's been a fun season. Like Mitch said, just to reiterate, we appreciate everybody's support. Throw a like there if you enjoy what we've been throwing at you. Let's get some wins here in week 15. If we weren't able to secure buys, let's get those wins to move on over to the semifinals. And hopefully, if you had any of those players, most of the players from Thursday night, we were able to make it through the pain and suffering that they may have caused, specifically you, Cooper Kupp. Absolutely brutal. All right. For Mitch Sorensen, I'm John Bauer. Hopefully everybody has the best of luck here. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.